This for promotion of the Tron movie back in the day. So this wrap, I mean, it's a chrome wrap on it. So chrome is the hardest wrap to do. So this is probably like a $15,000 wrap job opposed to like a normal $5,000 wrap.
West Coast Customs quickly became the most popular shop in the region, and suddenly, even the celebrities want to get their cars upgraded by them. They've gotten so pro at what they do that multi-billion-dollar companies like Microsoft and Nintendo also got their vehicles customized by them. Not only this, but after getting featured in Pimp My Ride, West Coast Customs was declared the best custom car shop in all of the US. But do people actually trust them with high-end cars? Check out the most expensive builds inside West Coast Customs to find the answer by yourself.
Oh my goodness, what the, what? Oh my god, what? Oh my goodness.
Could you believe that their most expensive car doesn't exist in real life? Well, it was 2015 and 16 when the craze of Mad Max Fury was on a whole new level. It was exactly when West Coast Customs was commissioned to make a car for a video game. They had to design all its elements and make sure that the car looked monstrous.
This time we get to take two different cars and actually put them together, but they gotta run, they gotta look cool, they gotta be all about a video game.
The visionaries at West Coast Customs then combined a massive Range Rover and Maverick together and made a whole new car which they called Magnum Opus. The repair shop also made a fully fledged model of Magnum Opus in real life with its huge life and gigantic tires. It was far from practical, but was an absolute treat for the monster truck enthusiasts. This car probably cost them thousands of dollars, although they've never really disclosed the price. Alex Rodriguez is a monster on the playing field, and he's always had a crazy spirit, despite the fact that he seems pretty calm and composed. So, West Coast Customs started working on a project that was dedicated solely to Alex Rodriguez, and they ended up making one of the most attractive and aggressive Jeeps you'll ever see. It's a custom Jeep with everything from the external structure to tires being changed to complement the overall look of the vehicle. It took the repair shop weeks to finalize the design and then finally turn this car from vision to reality, but it surely was all worth the cost. By the looks of it, this car seems very futuristic. Alex Rodriguez already had a pretty decent Wrangler Sahara 2018, but he wanted to make it a little more grumpy, so he brought his Jeep to the repair shop for some modifications, and it ended up looking like a completely different vehicle. The Sahara alone costs around $38,000 upwards, and its modifications are going to be less than 5 figures for sure. This was a car transformation for none other than keeping up with the Kardashian star Kylie Jenner. Everything about the customization had to be very tasteful, and according to Taste or West Coast Customs would have probably risked getting bad publicity if people didn't like what they made. So there was a lot of pressure to not just cater to Kylie's needs, but to also know what people are actually looking for in the car. Kylie always wants her things to stand out from the crowd, so even though she has one of the most expensive Ferraris, she turned towards West Coast Customs to make her collection different from others. The results of this customization were so worth all the trouble because the heavenly white finish and the black tinted windows made the Ferrari all the more interesting. Quentin Dotson, the co-founder of the car, didn't want to mess with the Ferrari too much because it already is a stunning vehicle and little tweaks will totally make it pop. Kardashian Jenners don't mind spending big bucks on their cars, so you can only imagine how much they paid for this car upgrade. Shaquille O'Neal is a huge sports car enthusiast and he loves driving them. In fact, he's even spent a couple $1,000,000 on getting himself the latest sports car. But the problem is, he's a big man, and sports cars usually have very small spaces for sitting. So, to enjoy his love for exotic cars without feeling ashamed of his body, Shaquille brought all his cars to West Coast Customs for a remodel. What the repair shop did was remodel the entire interior of his cars so he has more space to sit. It was very detailed work, and they had to completely rework both his Lamborghini Gallardo and Ferrari F355 to make them spacious. They worked really hard on this one, because a little slip up would have cost them thousands of dollars, but they also earned a lot from this project because reworking the whole interior of a car asked for some big bucks. West Coast Customs didn't just cater to the Kardashians, but another huge influencer and Hollywood star came up to them to change everything about her Bentley. It was Paris Hilton, infamous for being a real-life Barbie. Paris thought that her $400,000 Bentley wasn't standing out among the crowd, and it looked really ordinary, while the celebrity is used to outrageous things. So she decided to contact West Coast Customs, who completely changed the look of her car. They didn't just make the whole car pink, but also customized the whole interior with the bespoke pink color and also added a tinge of pink on the wheels. It was exactly Paris Hilton's style, and she ended up loving the car a lot. Although this remodel has got to be one of the most expensive customizations in West Coast Customs. When West Coast Customs dug out the ruins of a 1967 Plymouth Barracuda and decided to remodel it, everyone thought that they were gonna fail. Some people were only waiting for this whole project to go down the drain, but they once again proved that they could pull off anything with their talent and abilities. The horsepower of the cars also increased to 500, and the car's features are actually enhanced quite a lot. But this whole remodel cost them so much money that could easily be counted as the most expensive project of the repair shop. Ambulance is a huge transport service, and they focus a lot on their innovation. It was a very regular van before, but the company contacted West Coast Customs and the van quickly transformed into a whole new multi-purpose hybrid that's equipped with high-tech tools. The vehicle is also given tires that could actually work in some of the roughest terrains. The vehicle could even climb mountains, so that's gotta be cool because most ambulances can't reach tricky places. But this transformation from a regular ambulance to a monster truck hybrid must have cost repair shop thousands of dollars. This car looks like it jumped right out of a Barbie movie. Its exterior is so aesthetically pleasing with a gorgeous interior, but this car wasn't always like this. In fact, a lot of people might say that the Volkswagen Bug is a reasonably boring car, but as will.i.am from the Black Eyed Peas band approached West Coast Customs, they decided to take on the project of transforming this car. West Coast Customs did such a good job with the build and wavy design of the car that the musician ended up becoming their long-term client. Since then, the custom car shop has helped will.i.am turn his mediocre cars into masterpieces and unique assets that no one else has. But this Volkswagen Bug has got to be one of the most famous and expensive projects of the repair shop. Volkswagen Bus appeals to a very niche audience, especially those who want to relive the steampunk era. The Volkswagen Bus reminds us of the time when hippies used to travel around in such iconic buses, and West Coast Customs have actually added a spin on this culture symbol. They already knew that they were gonna have only a very rough structure and they would have to do all the heavy lifting when it comes to the interior. Everything from the interior to the parts of the bus was changed, so it ended up costing them more in remodeling than what the vehicle costs in real life. The repair shop took a leap, and instead of keeping the bus blue or green, they colored it bright yellow and orange. It was a great call because now this bus has become one of their most talked about transformations. They did another remodel by coloring the whole bus black and adding silver headlight, logo, and tires. This particular transformation actually made the bus look really interesting and gave it more of an elegant look, while the first one was more of a hippie style.